It's 3 p.m. on a Tuesday in February. The fluorescent lights hum overhead. Your coffee is cold. Your inbox has 47 unread emails. And your thumb is doing that thing again. Scrolling. Sand the color of sugar. Water the color of glass. Someone you went to high school with is on a catamaran in Tulum, drinking something pink out of a coconut, captioned, "Living my best life." You have not seen the sun in 4 days? And here's the question America never asks out loud. Is a week in the sun a reward for hard work, or a debt trap dressed up in a sundress? Because in 2024, the average week-long vacation for a family of four in the United States cost $7,936. The average solo traveler spent $1,984. And here's the part nobody puts on Instagram. 20% of Americans went into debt to pay for it. Among Gen Z, 76% said they were willing to put summer travel on a credit card. But there's a deeper problem in America. A problem that every European laughs at us for. We are the no-vacation nation. The United States is the only advanced economy on Earth, with no federal law guaranteeing a single paid day off. 1 in 4 American workers gets 0 paid vacation. 0. The average private sector worker gets 10 days, and 46% of us don't even use the days we have. France gets 30 paid days by law. Germany gets 20. Spain gets 25. Americans? We get whatever the boss decides we deserve. So, when an American takes a week off, there are actually 2 prices on the receipt. The price of the trip and the cost of the work you didn't do. That's called opportunity cost, and we're going to talk about it. This is how much vacation you can actually afford in America. By tier. Tier 1. The survival trip. This is the median income American. This is the household earning around $75,000 a year, maybe less. 2 kids, 1 car payment, and a mortgage that keeps creeping up. This family is not flying anywhere. This family is doing the regional road trip. We're talking about loading the SUV at 5 a.m., a cooler full of sandwiches in the back, and driving 450 miles to either A, a national park, or B, Aunt Linda's house in another state. Let's run the math. Gas. Round trip. For an average American sedan, that's about $220. A campsite in a national park runs roughly $35 a night. 7 nights of camping, $245. Groceries cooked over a fire for a family of 4, maybe $350 for the week. National park entrance, $35 per vehicle for a 7-day pass. Add a couple of paid attractions and some ice cream stops, call it another $200. Grand total for the survival trip, roughly $1,050. Compare that to the same family booking a hotel road trip. Average American hotel rate in 2024, $259 a night. 7 nights becomes $1,813 for the room alone. Add resort fees. That sneaky little $80 a night that gets tacked onto the bill at check-in for the privilege of using the pool you already paid for, and the same trip just doubled. This is why staying with family is the hidden American luxury. Aunt Linda's couch is worth $2,000. The survival trip works, but it requires you to swap convenience for cost. Cooking instead of eating out. Driving instead of flying. Sleeping in a tent instead of a king bed. Half of American travelers cook their own meals on vacation, and there's no shame in that. That's not a downgrade. That's a budget functioning correctly. Tier 2. The standard American vacation. Household income, $75,000 to $100,000. Dual income, decent benefits, maybe 10 to 15 days of PTO if they're lucky. This is the family that books the Disney trip. And this is where the math gets ugly. Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. The most magical place on Earth, also one of the most expensive. The average vacation for a family of 4 at Disney in 2024 is around $6,865. A one-day Magic Kingdom ticket averages $160 per person per day. A family of 4, 4 days in the parks, roughly $2,500 in tickets alone. A standard room at a Disney Value Resort, about $145 a night. Deluxe? Try $780 a night. Food on property, $200 to $320 a day for the family. And then the surcharges. Genie Plus, the system that lets you skip lines, runs about $30 per person per day. Park hopper add-ons. Souvenirs. Mickey ears at $34.99 a pair. That is not a vacation. That is a mortgage payment broken into magical little pieces. The alternative? A week at an all-inclusive in Mexico. Cancun, Playa del Carmen, the Riviera Maya. Round-trip flights from a major American hub. Around $450 per person. Same price as Disney, but you come home tan instead of exhausted. Hawaii? Higher. Average flight from the mainland, $1,000. Hotels in Maui or Oahu, $200 to $400 a night. Food, $100 per person per day. A family of 4 for a week in Hawaii rarely escapes for under $9,000. This is where Americans start swiping the credit card. Because here's the trick. The average American credit card interest rate is now over 22%. That $4,000 Disney trip will cost you closer to $7,000 by the time it's done. Tier 3. The luxury, long-haul, we have real money tier. Household income above $150,000. Probably no kids, or kids old enough to fly themselves. This is the European Grand Tour. 2 weeks. London, Paris, Rome, maybe Amsterdam if you're feeling ambitious. Average round-trip flight from a U.S. hub to Europe in peak season, $1,400 per person. Mid-range hotels in Western European capitals, $250 to $450 a night. Daily spend including food, transit, and museums, $150 to $250 per person. Total for 2 people, 2 weeks, mid-range, about $10,220. Want to do it in luxury? 4-star hotels, business class flights, private transfers? You are now north of $12,000 per person. $24,000 for the couple, or the high-end ski trip, a week at Aspen, Vail, or Park City. Lift tickets at $300 a day. A 2-bedroom condo at $450 a night. Add equipment, lessons, a press, ski drinks at $30 a cocktail, and a week for 2 costs roughly $8,500. This is the tier where vacation stops being something you save up for and becomes a line item in the budget. The people in Tier 3 are not going into debt for these trips. They're paying cash. They have a sinking fund. That is the difference between Tier 2 and Tier 3. It is not the destination. It is the funding mechanism. But here's what nobody is telling you. The villain in this story isn't Disney. It isn't the airlines. It's something quieter. Travel inflation. $3,000 in 2019 bought you a comfortable week in Hawaii. Today, that same $3,000 buys you about $2,000 of holiday. That is a 33% haircut in 5 years. Hotel rates are up roughly 25% since 2020. Airfare to Europe is up over 30% from pre-pandemic levels. And then there's dynamic pricing. The algorithm that watches what you click. Search a flight 3 times, and the price quietly goes up. Book on a Tuesday, and it's cheaper. Book on a Sunday, and you're paying a premium you didn't know existed. Resort fees, baggage fees, seat selection fees, cleaning fees, service fees on top of service fees. The average American family now pays an extra 15% on top of the advertised price of any vacation, just in fees that didn't exist a decade ago. A vacation that cost $5,000 in 2019 now costs about $7,500. Wages, meanwhile, have gone up about 20%. The math is getting harder, not easier. So here's the moment of truth. The plane lands. You unlock your front door. The dog is happy to see you. The mail is stacked on the counter. And somewhere in that pile is the credit card statement. $8,400. This is the vacation hangover. The trip you took to escape your stress just became a new source of stress that will follow you for the next 18 months. There's another way. It's called a sinking fund. You decide in January how much vacation you can actually afford. You divide it by 12, and you transfer it automatically every month into a separate account. By the time July arrives, the trip is already paid for. No hangover, no interest, no regret. That is the difference between a wealth mindset and an income mindset. People who earn $150,000 and finance their vacations are poorer than people who earn $75,000 and save for theirs. The dollar amount on the paycheck is not the score. The discipline is. A holiday is supposed to be a reset for your mind, not a reset for your progress. Wealth isn't a salary. It's a discipline. The question isn't how much vacation you want. It's how much vacation you can actually afford in cash today. And if the answer is 0, that's not a failure. That's data. Build the sinking fund. Take the road trip this year. Take Europe in 3. The sand will still be there. If this video helped, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.